good time. When a man talks to a woman, it's called dirty sexual harassment. When a woman talks dirty to me, it costs me $3.99 a minute. Thank you. I cheat on that phone conversation, by the way. I jack off before I call and fuck it, I'm getting my money's worth. And that was totally new material, I just threw that in. That's my real name. That one wasn't playing. Trust me, I get drinking, I got shit to say. I've been a credit guy my whole life. You gotta talk shit, you don't get laid. I mean, if you ain't funny, you're going home alone. I mean, I didn't wear my wife beater tonight trying to get pussy over there. Shut up, ding dong. I used to work out when I had a tank top on. Okay, mother and father, here's a question. Mother and father have a baby. It's not your sister and it's not your brother. Who is it?
Kirk.
It's you, you dumbass. Think about that one. Ladies, it is so hard to find a good man. You know, it has a lot of character. He's sensitive, caring, loving, and good looking. He's already got a fucking boyfriend. Just letting you know. Here's one for you, you'll love. I don't know who wrote these jokes. This old lady's in a convalescent home or something, and she had a gown on. She's a little crazy, she sees these three doctors talking to themselves, and she goes up there, Gladys, and she looks around, she goes, super pussy, pulls her gowns up, super pussy, super pussy. The doctors go, oh, Gladys, get out of here, you're wild. She says, Gladys, leave us alone. She laughs, and she goes on down the street. Well, there's three nurses in the hallway. She's talking to them, and she looks around, and she goes, super pussy, super pussy. And the nurses crack up, and they laugh at her, oh, Gladys, you're something else. She says, you're a riot. Get out of here, Gladys. Well, Gladys walks past the room 301. She looks in there and sees this old guy laying on the bed watching TV. She looks around and she goes in there and she looks at him. She goes, super pussy, super pussy. He says, I'll take the soup. This here is probably my dirtiest joke of the night, so this table don't listen. And my mom. Two hookers are standing on the corner. One hooker says to the other hooker, man, I think it's going to be a great night tonight. Really? She says, why do you think that? She says, I smell dick in the air. The other hooker says, I just burped. Lady looks in the mirror. She gets up out of bed. Her husband, she says, holy shit. She says, honey, she said, my boobs are hanging. My ass is getting big. I'm getting fat. She said, I need a little bit of a, I need like some kind of a booster. Give me a compliment or something make me feel better about myself. I said, I'll tell you what, honey. He says, your damn eyes are perfect. I'll tell you, last year I went down to Key West. I was down there for 3 weeks, had a great time. Didn't run across one fag. I said, down there what they do is they got queers. Everybody thinks Key West have queers. They got 3 bars that are queer. They just advertise good. I picked this chick up. She takes me, and everything in Key West, like the houses are small. Like one room is $1,500 a month, I picked this chick up. We go to her bedroom or her house. And walk in the door and she's got like stuffed animals. Like I thought it was at the circus and shit. There's stuffed animals everywhere in the living room. All kind of dogs, animals, camels, whatever the hell, So I said, all right, honey, let's go. I'm liquored up. Let's go in the bedroom. We go in the bedroom. She's got shelves built. She's got stuffed animals on every wall. Well, I'm like thinking, them son of a bitches got a camera in there. They're taping me out and I'm going to put a show on. I'm tear her ass up. Like, I'll give her some Michigan dick. I'm saying? Like, Well, I did my job the best I could. Got all done. I was laying there in bed. Thought I had a heart attack and shit. Because I'm not as young as I used to be. I laid there. I said to her, I was heavy, after the heavy breathing quit, I said, hey, honey, how'd I do? She said, you did real good. Take one off the top shelf. About this other chick I was dating. I'll tell you, since we're talking about my dating life, I dated this other chick, man, down in Kalamazoo when I was younger, living with my mommy. That's where you're supposed to live anyway. I met this young girl. I took her out. I heard she was loose, man. I was like 18. I was ready to go, like, I was ready to go. I meet this chick. We go out on a date. I took her to dinner, had a couple drinks, and then we go kissing, and we parked along the expressway. I went to base 2. You seen that where they got the pink ribbons for base 2? That's titties.
Same second base.
I like the way you think. That's why you're married. But anyway, safe second base is correct, and the third base is I get the third base, man. I'm trying to get laid. I'm like, I'm playing around down there. All of a sudden, she stops me. She says, Kurt, she says, it feels really good. She said, would you please do me a favor? I said, what? She said, take your ring off. I said, honey, I don't have a ring. That's my wristwatch. Get ready. There's more comments, sons of bitches. I started drinking a minute ago. I put my cowboy hat on. I told you, what cowboys don't make good lovers. I think 8 seconds is a good ride. This Polish hooker, did you ever hear what she said after she gave her first blowjob? No one heard that? I need another drink up here. I think I love you. Well, then there's this guy that I knew. I ain't gonna say who he is. He runs a motorcycle store. He had never had that 69 thing, so I hooked him up, took him to the whorehouse, like I knew where it was. And he went in there and he told me the story. He said these girls said, well, if you never done that 69 thing, so I'll show you what you gotta do. You gotta get naked, lay on the bed. So he laid on the bed, got all naked and everything. I know you're cool, Janine. I'm glad you're there because I know how old you are. But I said so much shit to her in the last couple of years. It don't matter. She would not expect anything less than that out of me. So he laid on his back. He was all naked, and this gal come in, and she says, okay. And she got her clothes off. She went right over the top of him. She put her leg over him. She farted. That's what he said. Oh, let me up. So she said, I'm sorry. I'm very embarrassed. I'm sorry. She says, She said, okay, I'm cool. Let's try it again. So she goes get same shit again. She just crossed that leg over. She farted again. He says, hold up. Let me up. He starts putting his clothes on and everything. She goes, where are you going? I'm sorry. I won't happen again. I promise. He said, honey, I can't take 67 more of them. And my daughter brings me a drink. I think she's drank with me before. This old guy, he's in his 70s. This old guy's in his 70s. He's so surprised. He wakes up at 3 in the morning, dude. He's got one hell of a boner. What's he gonna do? He taps his wife on the shoulder. He's in his 70s. He says, honey, look at this shit. He says, I got something going on over here. She looks at him. She goes, you got a boner? He said, yeah. He says, what you gonna do with it? She said, you got the wrinkles on it. Maybe you can wash it now. Oh, I love telling jokes, man. Here's a clean one. This would be some bullshit my mom would pull right here. She gets pulled over to I-75 for speeding. Cop pulls up, young cop, he's a rookie, he's never been out that much on the road. He pulls her, he says, ma'am, he says, do you have your license? She says, I don't have no driver's license. Do you have paperwork? Do you have insurance? Do you have, registration to the car? She said, no, sir. She said, I don't have anything. Where'd you get the car? She said, I stole it. You stole it? Whose car is it? She said, I cut him up, put him in the trunk. You put him in the trunk, holy shit, the guy grabs his gun, he backs up, he calls for backup. Pretty soon the sergeant shows up. He says, hey, Sarge. Tells the whole story to her. The sergeant comes up and says, ma'am, he says, get out of the car. He says, do you have a driver's license? She says, hell yeah, I got a driver's license. Yes, sir, right here. Gives him a driver's license. You got any proof of insurance and registration to your car? Yes, sir. She says, I do right here. Gives it to him. He says, open up your trunk. Opens up the trunk, it's empty. He says, that don't make any sense. He said, the officer told me that you didn't have a license, you didn't have no insurance, and you had a body in your trunk. Yeah, she probably said I was speeding too.